What is popping, you guys? What is popping? It is Deku the artist, and I'm here to bring you guys another chapter reaction of Ordeal. Chapter 152, The Shadow of the Elm Tree. Woo! Now, this chapter, it was very good. Like I said in some of my previous videos and everything, I do want to start making a lot more of my intros kind of like done after the fact of me reading the chapter. And from what I've read already, this chapter was definitely a good one. It wasn't, of course, as comparative towards the last chapter, because that last chapter was just a lot, like having the ending of Che and his fight with Rajani and stuff, the kind of power up that they were having when it came towards Zahara powering up Ilios and stuff, kind of us finding out that her talent in a way is able to kind of like buff, I'm guessing herself or other cameo as well too, mainly because since she is like touching and also within the body of Che, her adding that buff to Ilios is of course adding that buff to Che as well too. So that realization was probably so freaking goated. And plus I got the opportunity to finally actually finish the artwork for the Absolute Cinema for Ilios. So of course it's not like my best work, but it was more like I was very tired because I was done during like a night shift and stuff. But still, yeah, very goated chapter that I think is basically comparative in my opinion to the Anointed One chapter. But yeah, still this chapter was very good because I at least got introduced to a new character that to me personally is part of my top 5 now. Ooh, hey, I'm telling you, very nice. Now, and like I said, I don't want to spoil it too much. I don't even want to be wasting no time because I want you guys to see the reaction and to if you guys haven't already read it yet, you guys will be able to read it alongside with me. So but like always, if you guys haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you already read the chapter, let me know in the comment section down below what your guys' thoughts were of the chapter was. But let's not waste no time and let's get straight into it. So let's get it. Yep, we're back with this fire soundtrack. Thank you, dear. Honey, they've really outdone themselves. The food on this train is 5-star. I'm thoroughly impressed. Yep, I'd have done the same if I wanted my passengers completely distracted from their situation. I suppose you're right. One train with so many key political figures being transported to a secure location? Are we even safe, Harry? So many people lumped into one target. I'm sure we are, darling. This is Kode's trip, and so far no incidences. And our location is apparently the one with the most scenic route. Kode secretly secured heads of governments before the war began. While our own governments procrastinated, the train is mostly empty. Other carts are occupied by KCG agents. This is probably the worst place on Earth to attack. Yes and no. You guys keep saying that, but bro, how many times have Thanatos' army always came at the most perfect timing of when you man say that? Besides, we have them. 3 and 13. What more can we ask? Wait, what? G-Day, milady. The captain expresses his gratitude for accompanying us. Can I offer you anything? Or your partner? Oh yeah, totally forgot. Oh, so this is his hand. Is this our first time seeing her? Bro, look at her arm. I like the character design in her. Oh no, I think he'll be fine. He's resting as this ride is a bit bumpy. Hand of the third, Sonia Tagari. Sonia Tagari. For me, however, do you happen to have the English brownies in the gold packs? Maybe 1 or 2 or 4 or 5? So it seems like this girl's got a CL. Sonia's got a sweet tooth. Yep, and I was right. Yeah, this is way too much of a sweet tooth. Whoa. Is that just nail polish, or is that actually part of her talent? Is this girl like a low-key, like a goblin girl from Invincible, able to turn to like some type of like, you know, hulkish, like greenish form? That would be dope. Weren't you on a diet? Oh, you really gotta call her out like that, fam? Did you just take my share of brownies as well? I was sleeping, not comatose. Maybe. Kofi Akan. Why the long face, my lord? You should be resting. With the amount of movement on this train, it will be hard to keep your talent down. Wait, what? So what? You're telling me transportation and movement upsets his talent? Yeah, just can't sleep, you know? Oh, are you just more referring to his rest? Like he needs rest, like a lot of rest for him to utilize his talent? You're worried about our cargo, aren't you? It being our last trip and all. 2 previous escorts without incident makes me suspicious this trip will be the unlucky one. I share your concern, but I'm sure we've prepared for everything. Regardless of their politics, we now have 27 political figures to protect. I'm more concerned about you not resting than I am for their safety. For our assets are well taken care of. You are the best thing Kode could have provided for their safety. The youngest with the sweetest heart. Babe. Oh, whoa. Is there a little, you know, thing going on with the both of y'all? Is that what it is? Cheh. I mean, Officer Tagari, Officer Tagari, I appreciate your words of encouragement. We'll do our best together. Hey, once we drop them off, it's a long trip back to HQ. Just you and me, handsome. Oh, this girl's throwing back the flirtiness, like chill. See, bro, I had my thoughts at first, but I'm just like, nah. Like, just because she's got a septic ring, nah. She couldn't be a freak or anything, bro. Seeing how this girl's biting her lip, bro. It's the ones with the septic rings. So is the ones with the septic ring. Telling you, bro. Freakiest ones, dog. Freakiest ones. Oh. Wait, did they die? No. Okay, it was just a blast. Boof. Oh. No, I'm wrong. My bad, bro. What? They took out the whole side, bro. Took it off the track, fam. It is flying in the air. Y'all were having your glass of wine, your little beer, eating your nice little caviar and steak. Gone. Like, you guys are just, yo, headaches all over the place. Yo, look at these two now, bro. See, I just said it. Y'all two are enjoying a nice meal. You talking so much ish, like, yo, we're the safest shit. Like, who's brave enough to attack the train? Like, bro, yeah, see, talk that ish, bro. Of course you didn't expect that. Harry, my leg. I think it's broken. I think it's sprained. Oh, a man threw a boulder at the right time. Okay, whoever were in that cart, they're done. They're gone. Everybody else, they're either brutally injured, you know, they're either gone, you know, or they survived. Like, did someone throw that? Of course somebody threw that. Yeah, that just randomly came. Bro, looks like it, my love. We best leave it up to her. Bro, rank 13. Lord Khan was right. Oh, she's an archer. Lit. So how is she gonna be able to utilize her talents based off of like the artist, like the designs on her arm? Like, is her arm able to kind of like create like or add on different buffs to her arrows? That would be grimy. Oh, it's these two. Oh my gosh. So the Gaki actually get brought up now, actually come into action. Bro, what's the reason for the Gaki to be here? Or for two of the members of the Gaki to be here? So we have the strength Gaki. I no, this is not the, okay, yeah, I know, this is not the dog one, the one that owns the dog. So this is the pair of the child one and the like overly strong one that's silent. Now we haven't really been shown if he has any type of like personality, whatever. I think he spoke maybe once or twice during like the whole meeting of all of them. I don't really remember. But the child one, a lot of people have been theorizing that he is possibly like that child that was in his dream at near the beginning of season 3. That was apparently might have been like either his brother, cousin, something like that. That this might be the body of him, and you know, Thanatos somehow, you know, acquired his body in some shape or form. But it's still a theory. Who knows if that's, you know, true or not? But let's continue. Look at them scrambling to get themselves together after a little rock. Can you tell me that they're not rats, Konos? Like, see, I have to see his fighting prowess and his abilities for me to really think so, because right now he just looks like any ordinary child. Like, that old geezer Hanjiro was right. They did bluff on the location they'd be sending these humans. Master wasted so much time stalking possible routes, but looks like this one was the ace. Whoa, 2 mouths? Lucky us. Teach them a lesson, but be careful. I feel the presence of 2 strong cameos. Royal blood Tagari. Oh, she's got royal blood. The men are in position. Or is that just like her, like, you know, cameo name or talent name? I don't know. We'll build a blockade in case the enemy calls for assistance. We've sent word for our own aid. Oh, and she's got the combat archery, like archer bow as well too. I would have thought like, nah, you know, never mind. Good, but do not expect aid, Lieutenant. The mission was prepared with this scenario in mind. We have more than we need. While our enemy formulates assaults, so do we. Our other god tiers are currently engaged in enemy territory. We will eliminate this on our own. Okay, let's go. Is this kind of like, see, I knew it. Wait, bro, is this girl kind of like a Green Arrow, but at the same time like with like a little spin of uniqueness to it? Because it's like she's able, which I assumed already, is able to create her own arrows, but she carries arrows as well too. So is it that like she's able to produce her own specific arrows, but it takes a lot out of her, so she likes to keep regular arrows with her to kind of like, you know, maintain the stamina with her talent? See, I knew it. This is actually a dope ass, like, you know, way of adding kind of like a Green Archer arrow character into, like, you know, into the series and all that stuff. Because it's like, yeah, having her regular arrows to kind of like compensate for her stamina of her talent is actually, yeah, very dope. Once that's done, we use the wreckage as cover. Spread the civilians across the length of the train. Have them stay hidden, but ensure they are all out. But my lord, if that monster on the hill targets them, they'll be in danger of being crushed beneath the train. If that thing can throw one rock, it can throw another. You're worried about the wrong thing, my friend. This move is not to protect the civilians from that enemy. It is to protect them from Lord Akan. Ooh, so what is this man doing, bro? Yo, what is his talent, dog? And what are these gauntlets that assist with his talent? So he has bandages on his arms, which means that like his talent is also like injuring him at the same time. His talent is dangerous not only to his foes. There is a volatile substance that flows through his body, which is heated by the slightest of movements. We call it Tyson. Lord Akan has trained himself to avoid as many unnecessary movements as possible in his daily life. He rests not because he's tried, but to protect us all. Oh, so those gauntlets are kind of like meters in a way of like showing like the more movements he makes, the hotter it gets. And that's indicating to him like when he's at his peak of like heat. What that means, we still don't know. With that in mind, I'm sure you can imagine what a train wreck can do to his body. It's calling for a release of tension. If we don't get those civilians out of there before he moves, the train will be a coffin to many. So this is very interesting. So this is kind of like a ticking time bomb type of scenario where it's like he has to calm himself down and chill his movements with to kind of like settle the heat before they get all the civilians out of the area. But on top of them doing that, they at the same time have to deal with this large Gaki that's literally here just to kill all of them. So it's literally, again, a race against time, bro. And that's why the archer is here, to make sure like, yo, he is, occupied. Frag out, frag out. Poof, poof. Light rods now. Zzz. Ineffective, fall back, lords. Fall back, fall back. This man's laughing. He's enjoying himself, bro. Oh, okay. Weren't able to stop any. Oh, bro. That's nasty. That's nasty. Bro, that's hard. And it literally punctures and it goes through your body. Oh, she can teleport? She can teleport with it? Bro, that is a disgusting talent. So wait. I need to go back and check when they were both shot. No, there's no difference between the two. There's no difference between the two. So she's able to kind of activate it at will in regards to what she wants to do. So it shows at least that she can grow like a legit tree off of like what I'm guessing your nutrients from your body and stuff. But then on top of that, she's able to utilize it with where she can just teleport wherever she has shot it at. And then, like I said, now she's utilizing a regular arrow. See, utilizing her stamina correctly. Oh, and we get the full description. Yes, because it's basically the end of the chapter. But yeah, Sonia Tagari, rank 13, talent Eloraine, talent type range and warp. Woo! Finally, we're getting some more ranged talents. Now, I actually did make softly, if you guys seen on some of my social media or whatnot, I did make somewhat of a original character for Ordeal, but I didn't really go too much in depth like I'm doing with Gachika Guta. So once I'm done with that one, I might hop back into my OC and kind of like developing my talent and like overall description when it comes to his quirk, his talent and stuff. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that sometime in the future. But yeah, a range and warp. See, I knew it. She has that warp type when it comes to her talent. Damn. So her talent it's different but somewhat similar to my OC's. But I did think out his talent and his abilities before, at least this chapter. So it's good that I thought about it beforehand, because it would just be kind of like in a way copying. But the might of the elm tree has spread throughout Sonia's body. Oh, she produces red seeds shaped like arrowheads from the palms of her hands, which can be used in 2 ways. The seeds once fired, wow, me and my pronunciation. The seeds once fired, embedded themselves, I know I'm still mispronouncing it, into an object. Sonya can cause them to erupt violently into massive elm tree constructs. She can also swap places with a seed that has been planted before it grows. There are no limits to this teleportation otherwise. Bro, so I was correct. So her arrows are considered from her palms, considered seeds, and with that, like I said, can be used in 2 ways, where she can use it to teleport, which we've been told now there's literally no limits to her teleportation, which is, whoa, grimy. That's grimy as an archer. So she can literally just, you can think about it. Yo, she is the ultimate sniper, because with snipers, they generally know, like, when you do shoot, I think it's like if you make like 1 or 2 shots, it's not really like it's not really like a staple fact, but like if you like, the more shots you make as a sniper, the more you're exposed in your area. So usually snipers like to make like, you know, kind of like 1 to 2 shots, regardless if they hit the target. If they hit the target, they, you know, they're gonna leave. But it's usually kind of like the 1 to 2. Once you've done that, your area of, like, you know, where you've been hiding is exposed. So now you got to change locations. I remember they went into detail like that with a series called damn, what is it called again? World Trigger. Because World Trigger, since like the characters are very much like always on the move, it's more army based when it comes to like, even though it's more of like the teenagers fighting off like the enemies in the series and stuff. It's like they're still learning aspects of that, and a lot of snipers have mentioned that in the series, whether if that is true or not. But once they get lick off a 1-2 shots, they dip and find a new location. Now with her, to kind of get back on topic, she can be where it's like she can literally shoot her arrow, and if it's hard for her to get a position, she can shoot her arrow to a different building, teleport to where her arrow stuck to, and now she has a new location, a position to kind of snipe you at. Bro, that's so sick. And then if her arrows, her regular arrows, have like different like kind of like equipment to them, kind of like Green Arrow and, you know, and friggin' and Hawkeye, that will be, yo, the utility to her, bro. Sonya might be another one of my favorite like cameos in regards to like talent and like kind of like, you know, combat, like, you know, wise. We haven't really been shown a lot of archers or ranged talents, so having somebody specifically a ranged character is already sick in itself. Yo, yeah, she's already kind of like one of my favorites. Ooh, in her eye, Sonya is equipped with Koday issued Titan Tech arrows and a 40 lb compound arrow. So this shit hurts. This shit hurts. Made for you guys. Oh, this girl. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say this? Bro, and then just poof. Oh, yo, this girl's too grimy, dog. She's too grimy. Yo, she's too grimy. On your guard, men. If possible, we eliminate this foe without involving Lord Khan. Let us begin. Yo, I like this chapter. Sonya. If you guys watch Dash XP, Sonya, cause she likes to really put it on ya. Yo, Prince bringing back the meme, fam. Yo, Sonya, she likes to put it on ya with those green arrows, with those seeds. Bro, I like Sonya. Okay. And it's actually funny. I've always been having a hard time having like a top 5 or top 10 in my list when it comes to like Ordeal like characters that I've really been enjoying in the series, or that are just like my favorite, because I don't like going based off of like complete strength. Like if I'm going to make a video possibly about like the top strongest cameo, then that's a little bit of a different story. But when it comes to like my personal top 5, top 10, at least top 5 is a little bit more easier, because like especially up until season 3 so far, from what we've been shown, there's been a lot more characters that have been introduced that is like I've been kind of like enjoying a lot more. Top 10 is still a little bit harder for me, but after this chapter, Sonya is definitely a top 5 character for me personally, mainly because I am a fan of range characters, archery as well too, even though I've not personally gotten into it. A lot of games, when it comes to a lot of RPG games, I have more directed towards archery. Like for example, Guild Wars 2, I've always for random reasons chose the Ranger class. But in like other games, I have been like more favoritive to like specific weapons. I am a sword fan, katana fan, but if you've played a lot of like the recent games that have been coming out, there's been a plethora of samurai and sword like games that it's kind of like you're getting a little bit like like kind of like a little bit too full on like that kind of like genre, or like that kind of like weaponry. So when I do find like games that allow me to use like, for example, a glaive, because of Kingdom, the series Kingdom, I've actually loved the idea or weapon of the glaive. And when it comes to like Monster Hunter Wilds, insect glaive, I'd be having a blast with that. Being able to jump in the air, slashing a big ass monster, and then being one of like the main like classes that is consistently mounting monsters is such a fun thing. So it's like I've been having more fun with a lot of different weapons besides like the katana and samurai, and the samurai aesthetic and stuff. So just having a character that has mixtures of different heroes, superheroes, and anime characters that we've already been kind of introduced to, kind of like with an interesting blend, is just so nice. And just for the cherry on top for her name to be Sonya, bro, this character has to be top 5 for me. I'm telling you, bro, if you have not watched any of Dashi XP's series when it came to like his Mortal Kombat voiceovers, it is probably the funniest things that you can experience or have fun with. If you guys haven't yet, I will link it definitely in the description down below, just for your guys' enjoyment, because it is the funniest shit. And especially knowing where that meme comes when it comes to Sonya, like Mortal Kombat Sonya, in a sense, it's just you're just, anytime you see Sonya now, you're always gonna have that in your mind playing. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna understand. But this was definitely a dope chapter. Now, we didn't really get exactly explained or told too much in regards to Akon's talent, but it definitely seems like it's I'm gonna have to really re-educate myself in regards to each specific categories of talents and stuff, because even with one subscriber as well too, who is always commenting on each video, which I always appreciate and everything, that's like corrected me about in regards to Vol's talent, and why some of the markings that Vol made on his armor hasn't healed is because it has to do with like his talent being corrosive. Just like with his abilities could be as well similar to even how I'm bringing up that original guy from season 1, the main antagonist, his cousin, the one that had like the tattoo abilities, and he was kind of like Gambit in a sense, how he can throw his tattoos and it basically created an explosion. It could be in a sense something similar like that, where yes, I'm now remembering, since his ability had to involve creation, his talent could involve creation, but I'm not entirely sure, because we're just been shown that like his whatever substance is in his body creates some type of, I'm guessing, explosion or damage that is going to be at a big scale or big radius. And I can only assume that if not an explosion, it has to be some type of like AoE effect that is going to consistently damage or just destroy the area around him. What that area, like that AoE is gonna be, is kind of a mystery. I hope we do get like some type of indication or some type of like look to it in this chapter, or in the next one, because I don't think the large Gaki is out of the count. And at the same time, the young one, the child one, is still nowhere to be found. I don't even think they realized or know that there was another one. I think they've just been too focused on the large one and not even noticing where the younger one is. So I think the young one is going to, I feel like he's just a complete shit disturber, and he's going to get straight to Akon without even her realizing, without Sonya realizing. And that is just going to tick Akon off to high heavens, to the point where he's gonna have to move, and it might risk a few of the civilians, which we have already been shown this season that, yo, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Civilian, cameo, like army brat, doesn't matter. No one's safe. So, yo, we might lose some people. We may not, but this was definitely a dope chapter, because I personally got another favorable character to talk about and to glaze and to joke about. So definitely let me know what your guys' thoughts of this chapter was, because this was definitely a dope one. I would rate it most likely definitely an 8 on it. Like the pacing, very nice. Definitely enjoyed it. It was a nice kind of like calm to the storm of what we had, you know, last chapter and stuff. And we got definitely more of a deep dive into not just, you know, Akon, but as well as, you know, his hand, which we've never been introduced to, and an introduction to her talent, which we didn't have to wait too long for. So honestly, it was dope, and we got to see her in combat. We may get to see Akon in combat, maybe not, but if not, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and definitely, again, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. But we always got to give thanks to our Father Yahuwah and his only begotten Son Yahushua Mashiach for another blessed day and a blessed morning. And you guys have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. Peace, you guys. Shalom.